So, I gotta apologize for not uploading videos. I have a lot of explanation to do to you guys, but from what you can see, I already cut my hair, so there's a lot of changes that have been going on. But I just bought like a microphone because I don't know if you guys can even notice right now if the wind is interfering with the audio. So I got a microphone so I can speak well to you guys. So when I get home, I'll probably sit out and explain some of the reasons why I've been absent and some things I've been going through for the past days or weeks I've been absent. So yeah. So I just got home and as you guys can see I fixed the mic now, so I don't know if you guys can hear me well, but there's been a lot of changes for the past week, and this is not going to be any books that I've read and knowledge that I took from the books and I'm here to share. This is just things I've learned in my life for the past 2 weeks. But first, I want to make it known that I quit the job. Yes, I quit that job. I already know I'll quit. I'm just wasting my time, like I said. The money is not even good. I sat down and calculated, and the money is not good. And yeah, basically, so I'm jobless now, but I have a plan to go and make money on my own. I'm trying to train my mind to find ways to make money without, going to ask for a job. That's always been my dream. And now I'm also in a position that I feel like I've conquered a little bit of myself, like 30%, that I can go into the world and do what I have to do. Because, I had some things that was just holding me back. And I'm in a position right now that I think, okay, you've done a little work, but I need a lot of work to do. So I think right now I can go out. I have this plan I'm in university right here, and the thing that I've realized here is entertainment, lack of entertainment, right? Most of the kids here, or the students here, go to school and they just come home, and most of the fun they have is not fun. It's just all superficial. So I'm transforming Volley Pro from a clothing brand, like just focusing solely on it to be a clothing brand, to make it in the form of like a community that can bring people together, with common interests and create memories. Because how can you live life without memories? I mean, it doesn't make sense. And people, it's very noticeable. People just here, just stay in their rooms with this all apartments. It's like Europe. It has these tall buildings that people live in like boxes. It never made sense to me. I can never understand why. But they live in this apartments, right? And you might be in an apartment and you never know your neighbor for like 5 years. And like, we are social creatures. We need to be together. So I think I've come to a common ground of what the pro should be. But as time goes on, I'll start incorporating things, because I have this dream of being a philanthropist. So I want to have like a charity fund, of my own, to help, those that I need, and don't have the access to this certain kind of information that I've had that has changed my life. It's one of my passions to become, it's the reason why I always do this stuff, to become a prominent human being in society, so I can give back to the world. And I would do that through Volley Pro. So I want to start that with you, Maybe if I do something and I gain some profit, I will give 10% to charity. And as time goes on, and I can have, a lot of information about finance, because I'm not very good at finance these days. So if I'm very knowledgeable as time goes on, and I know how to, put my money in the right places and invest. If I get to a point where I know how to put my money and place it in certain areas that's going to help me grow it up as the times or years elapse, is going to also put me in a position where I can reach more people and help them. So I would just say Volley Pro is just something that I'll use into helping people, to bringing people together. So yeah, I mean, in a grand scheme, it's something big. So I can incorporate anything into it, with the clothes, because I have visions. I see things like designing bags for women and stuff. But yeah, that's another part. But back to what I've been through. So I quit my job. Yeah, I quit it. The last money they paid me was like $100 from working 40 hours, right? I was like, okay, if I'm going to quit, let me just work a lot of hours, and I quit. And I thought they would give me a lot of money, and they didn't give me shit. So that even gave me a solid reason to quit. And I quit, and now I have time. But I took after I quitted, the week after the week, afterwards, I went out of, I unplugged from the world. No social media, nothing. And yeah, it was like I went ghost to actually, think of what my next move would be. So I went and I came back and I realized, oh, I have to share some stuff with you guys. But I was learning, I was reading this book, right? It talks about time management, and you have you ever come across like these rich folks and how they have this private jets, and they always be like, oh, the saying that goes, time is money and it's the most valuable thing that we actually spend. I always knew that, but I didn't know the reason or the actual reason why they always said that. But I actually read a book and I gained a little bit of knowledge of it. These rich guys, they move like robots. That's why they are always hyper productive. There was this exercise that I was taught. If you wake up and you have no guidance or a direction on the things you have to do for the day, it's just you are just waking up and just wasting the days. So for instance, I always use this analogy when I was explaining to people. Imagine if you come into this world and the only amount of money you can spend for your whole lifetime is $100,000, right? And that's the cap, that's the limit you can go. You can make any more less than that or more than that. That's the only money you ever have till you die, $100,000. Are you just gonna spend it, or even when you spend $1, are you just gonna blow the money anyhow? No. For every dollar that comes out of that $100,000, you are gonna be aware and very responsible of what you put that money into. And that is how I view time after reading that book. It's like, I don't know the amount of time I have left. So if I wake up, today's Tuesday. If I wake up today and I know I have 24 hours, regardless of what's happening, what people are saying, maybe tomorrow, you have to do this. I don't know whether I'll see tomorrow. But if I know I'm guaranteed 24 hours, right? I'm gonna make sure every single minute that goes by, I use it wisely, right? So there was this chart. It's like a metric system that you use to steady yourself and how you use your time. That when you wake up, you set an alarm for every 30 minutes, and once the alarm rings for every 30 minutes, you write down what you do. So imagine you wake up at 5:30 a.m. The interval between 5 and 5:30 a.m. what you did, you write it down. And from 5:30 to 6, you write it down. Until you go to sleep, then the interval between you sleeping and waking up, you can just write sleep. And you do that for a whole week, right? And you do that for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And after you take out all the time that you spend, for instance, from 5 to 5:30 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Okay, this is what I did on 5. Then you see all the places that your time went, right? And you can see the amount of time you waste. I started this exercise yesterday, which was Monday. I realized I used to spend 2 hours of my day just going to school and coming back. Not even just sitting in class, just for transportation. 2 hours, right? Now multiply that by 7. That's 14 hours that I'm wasting off my life, right? I'm just wasting that. And that's just in a week, 14 hours. Do you know what I can use 14 hours for? It's absurd. But we don't know these things because we are not conscious about it. Until you are accessible to some kind of information, you never know all this stuff. That's why I've realized these rich people know secrets about the world. That's why they are never around us. Unless you try your best to find this information, you just do what everybody's doing. Because I was even telling my girlfriend last time that look at the amount of time she went. She was like, bro, this is a lot. Even I was in there inside, she was like, yo, are you weird or what? Like, are you normal? But she didn't know. When I showed her the results, she was like, bro, this is too much. This is upset. We use a lot of time. 14 hours. Just taking bus, salt, cabs a week. Now multiply that and think about it. Imagine that in a year, the amount of hours you spend. And there's just transportation. Now imagine cooking. Imagine all this petty stuff that add up. And you've lost a lot of time. That's why there is this feeling, I don't know if entrepreneurs, anyone has this. It's like the day goes by and you feel like you've worked, but the results never show. You think you've put in a lot of hours, but no. The amount of hours you probably thought you kept into working, it's not the amount needed for you to get to where you want to go. So once you do all these metrics and study how you use your time, you can now know, okay, I have to take these things out. They are not important, right? Because when I have this, I've made this decision that if I go to class and we have a certain, in medical school, we have like cycles, right? So if, let's say 3 weeks, we'll be doing, let's say, hospital therapy for 3 weeks straight. We'll go to same place, same teacher, and we'll do that for 3 weeks. Now, I didn't know I was wasting time, but now that I know, I'm thinking of telling the teacher that, look, whatever you're gonna teach, just give it to me. If you're gonna ask me questions and test me, just give it to me. I'll sit down a week, I'll study everything and answer so I can be freed up with the time. And the rest of the 2 weeks, while people are going to class, I'll be free so I can do what I have to do. Because literally, we just go to class and we don't do nothing. It's just a bunch of waste of time. And that's even just me sitting in class, not even talking about going and coming there. So it's just, you can't even fathom it. But that's my plan, and to get more hours myself. Because everything, the day just goes by, I'm like, where did the time go? You know? Unless you do this exercise, you can never know how you use your time. But that's one thing I also figured out. And yeah, those are the things I realized, and I went through, just quitting my job and the time management stuff. And I also feel kind of different, so yeah, that's why I come out here. I come out here because I have to go into the world and do things I have to do. So I'll actually document it, the things I do, but I'll be consistent. I have the mic here. I have to go and get a light for, evening times to record. I have to record a music video today. Yeah, please bear with me. Bear with me. Like I said, I have to. And also, I learned this thing on focus. Like, focus is a big thing if you want to. Look, these things I'm talking about, you guys might think it's just some, things that are not important. But I'm telling you, when rich people meet, this is the shit they talk about. They don't talk about, how to know. Like I said, your business, how successful your business is a reflection of who you are. So all these things, if you don't take, that's why they buy private jets, because you don't want to waste time. They know how valuable it is. Because if I'm wasting 14 hours a week, right, and there is someone who knows all these things and he's not wasting these things, and we are all doing digital marketing, and the amount of time I wasted, he's putting it into who do you think is going to be successful at the end of the day? It's not magic. It's not like these rich people are using voodoo. No, they study themselves. That's how you get to the top. You study yourself, and you become disciplined, and you become focused. Now I'll do a video about focus, because that's a very, very important point on how to prepare yourself to higher heights. But I think this video is very, it's too long for now, but I just came here to remind you guys why I've been absent, and yeah, I'll be present here. And yeah, but I took a break, so I finished the book. I have to find something new to read, but I'll let you guys know I'll be on. So, yeah. Peace and later. On to the next video.